this.
You're good.
Good morning again. My name is Don Popo and I'm your chairman today. Our committee today consists of Mr. Gerald Walker, Mr. Chris Bishop, Mr. Barry Boyce, who is Councillor of Ward 5, Adam Meyer, who is Secretary Treasurer, Deputy Secretary Treasurer of the Committee of Adjustment, and Jeff Isles, who is the Secretary Treasurer of the Committee of Adjustment. The Committee of Adjustment meeting for May the 8th, 2024 will now come to order. Notice to all those in attendance that this meeting will be live streamed on YouTube and recorded. Please note that the recording will be linked to the municipal website following the meeting. This is a public hearing to consider one application for a minor variance to the municipality zoning bylaw. It's this committee's responsibility to consider all information received to date regarding the requested variances and to hear and consider any comments or questions provided by these applications. Any variances granted by the committee must meet 4 tests, which are very clearly defined in the Planning Act. First is it must be minor in nature. Second, it must be desirable for the proper development of the land. Third, it must comply with the general intent of the official plan and comply with the general intent of the zoning bylaw. Please note that if anyone wishes to be notified of the decision, please make a request in writing to the municipality. Does any committee member wish to declare a conflict of interest with this particular application? We would record it as no. Any oral or written submissions received in advance of the meeting will be verbally read aloud at the time the application is considered. All persons who have pre-registered will have an opportunity to present or ask questions about the proposals. Please direct your questions and comments to the chair. Please state your name in relation to the application prior to speaking. First thing we have to do is have a mover and a seconder for the minutes of the meeting of April the 10th. Can we have that? Moved by Chris Bishop. Second by Gerald Walker. Be resolved that it's moved and seconded the minutes for the Committee of Adjustment meeting on April the 10th, 2024 be adopted as presented. Carried. So, Mr. Taylor, I assume you are the speaker today. You can come and sit here right here. He'll hook you up on the mic and.
On, then when you're done speaking. Sit here. This is Dave, this is Tom. Mike, when you speak.
So you go ahead, Mr. Taylor, and bring us up to date on what you're looking for here, and I'm sure we'll have some questions for you. So.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you, gentlemen, for taking your time today. My name is Tom Taylor. To give you a little bit of a background on this situation, I'm looking to purchase this property. It's a property on South Halliburton Lake. I think they call it South Bay. My family and I have wanted to be on Halliburton Lake for a long time. We have a series of friends there over the last 10 years that we've come very close to, and to be very upfront, we can't afford to buy a great big place on the lake, and so this is our opportunity to get a piece of property and build our own place. So that's the intent of this property. I believe you've probably seen the site plan that I've put in, and you know, we're hoping that we can build a smaller place with a walkout basement here on this piece of property, and go from there.
Barry, you have a question on that?
Yeah, I just want to make sure, like, the issue what you're here for today, the setbacks and everything, that's, we totally understand all that, and I think we need to defer it. We need to, I've looked at it myself, but I don't think everybody else in the committee has. It's an extremely tight situation. And I want to make sure, I think it should be deferred so that these guys can go and have a better look at it. I'm kind of in the industry. I'm an excavator and road builder and all that stuff. So when I look at that lot, it's tight. It's very tight. And I want to make sure, this is just a recommendation from me, is that I think you really need to do as much homework as you possibly can to make sure everything fits.
Yeah.
Before you buy this property, that's all. And design your house to make it fit, you know? So that's all. My recommendation is we defer it until we do a site visit.
Yeah.
Which I think we can do fairly quickly. I don't want to hold you up too long. But I think I'm just cautioning you to make sure that you really look at. I know, Rob, there was a recommendation from our road superintendent there that he wants the grade built up, you know, and that's a lot. Now, when you said walkout basement, that's good, because that's gonna help fill up the grade and everything. And, but anyway, there, you know, setbacks from the water, setbacks from the well, for septic systems, both your own well and your neighbor's well. All that stuff, I think I really want you to, because if we were to grant your, today, say, still doesn't mean that you can build there without meeting the proper setbacks for everything else. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say, is that, we might grant a yes or no here and grant a yes, but you might be back here in a month saying, this isn't working,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So, that's all. All right?
No, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because I don't want to get put into a situation where I'm buying a property that I can't build on.
Exactly.
It would be
Or build what you want to
a
build.
very big problem.
Yes, exactly.
So, and to just be open and honest about it, in the last 2 days, I went back to the property and I've never seen, in a matter of 2 weeks, water come up
That's right.
like it did. So I'm imagining that's what you're talking about specifically, or kind
It's-
of alluding to.
It's both, like your issue from the water setback is
Yeah.
definitely, now, this time of year is the perfect time to look at it, because the water isn't gonna get much higher than what it is right now. So,
And I thought that, honestly, I thought 2 weeks ago was that exact same
yeah,
situation where I've never, like, cause I've been up here a long time. I'm on South Lake in Minden.
Yep.
Where I've built another home.
Yep.
And I like, the water does go up and down, but usually by, you know, when the snow is out and out for as long as it has been, like, the water, it doesn't go back up.
yeah,
Right? Like the way it did here in South Bay. So I do realize that.
Yeah.
So there would have to be a bit, like, maybe, I say it reduced in size even more,
Mhm.
which is
Yeah.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here looking for some help from you guys. You guys obviously have done this a lot more than I have. So any type of suggestions towards what you think would best fit the property would be great. I would love that,
Right.
experience that you guys have and knowledge towards it. So.
well, anyway, is that, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Derek.
I just wanted to make a comment that, you know, the lot was created by the municipality or approved, so you won't be denied to actual build, but you're gonna be really restricted as to what you can build.
Okay.
So I don't think you have to have a fear of saying, I'm gonna buy his lot and then I can't build. There's gonna be a way to shoehorn something in there, it's just, you got a lot of little parameters to work with,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to meet them, so.
Well, I appreciate you saying
Yeah.
that, because that definitely makes me feel a lot better about the situation, right? I don't need to buy well, it's not a $500,000, but a $400,000 anchor here, right? Now my kids don't go to college, right? Like, you know, so obviously I'm here looking for that exact note. And then seeing, okay, what do you guys advise best, right?
Yeah.
So I want to work with the neighbor as well. I'm not here to wreck anybody else's dream of their cottage either. So I am more than flexible to build something that works for everybody. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. So we have a blank slate here, and I feel that with the right advice, I think hopefully everybody could be happy here, right? So.
Can we give Dave a chance to
Yeah,
speak on
for
his
sure. I was
comments?
just gonna ask him. If you want to give us your information, sir?
Thank you for the opportunity. My name's Dave Tranter. This is my wife, Victoria.
Victoria?
We've owned the cottage next door. I think we're the only ones that would be affected. We've owned that since 2018. Both properties were owned by the same family, the Parks family. So the well went in, which is you noticed where the well location is.
You're on the, when you're looking at, like, you're the neighbor on the right-hand side, right?
Correct.
Okay.
When you're standing on the
Yep.
road, yeah.
Okay.
So
In your yard there the other day, so if you see the strange truck. So.
no cameras there. So we're obviously concerned. We have a well that's well within, according to the lot plan, well within the 55 feet, which is required, I understand, for a raised bed septic. So that's going to be an issue according to the lot plan. We're also, and a couple of other concerns I have is hydro. How are they going to get hydro there without taking a swath of trees down along the road? Because there's, at this point, hydro stops at the far end of our property and it would have to come across. And there's a number of large trees right on the edge of the road. I don't know whether they allow to go across the road, down and then back across. I don't know whether that kind of thing is allowed. But that's a concern because that's our privacy. So there's a few other things. I mean, what'll it do to the value of our property? I don't know. Well, because of the distance to the water, everything has to kind of hug the property line in order to get it to fit in. I think that's on the drawing was 1,400 square foot bungalow, 50 feet long, which is going to be quite a wall up close to the wall if the variance is granted. It'll be very close to the road. I can't visualize how that'll look. The lot itself is kind of like the valley of drainage heading down to the lake. The lakefront itself is bulrushes, kind of muck. There's a bit of sand, so it's not an ideal spot. It seems to be where everything collects that flows down the lake. It's just, like you mentioned, it's a tough spot to squeeze in there. I just appreciate the opportunity to talk, and I agree. Go and have a look. Because when we bought the lot, our cottage, that lot was available. It was for sale. And Mr. Parks proposed, and I think I included it in my paperwork, an original design to fit a building on there. And at that time, it went to, they came to Dysart and didn't go to Committee of Adjustments because it was deemed very difficult lot to build on. And I still think it is a difficult lot to build on. So I'm at your mercy.
Well, would you be available when we come to a site visit as well?
Absolutely, yes.
Will you be there? Okay. Do you live anywhere near Halliburton, sir? Tom?
Yes, sir. I'm in Minden right now and.
Oh, okay.
I would also be
So
available.
once we establish a day of going to the site, would you be available to come there as well?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Joe.
Sorry, before we go to a motion, so just as per the staff report, staff did outline concerns about the developable, whether this lot was developable. So we have included some conditions that, just to address some of our concerns. These are just recommended conditions, but it may be an appropriate time to go over those conditions,
Okay.
just so everybody can hear what they are.
Go for it, and then there won't be any surprises.
So first, notice of the minor variance was circulated as required by regulation on April 23rd, 2024. The following comments have been received. An email from Carl Corpella, the chief building official, with concerns of the minimum water setbacks shown on the property sketch. Second, an email from Rob Camelon, director of public works, notes that the grade must be brought up to match that of Hodgson Road to avoid damage from snow maintenance. And then a letter received from the neighboring property owner, David and Victoria Tranter, outlining the following: septic location in relation to their drilled well, the lot frontage and area requirements, previous development of the lot, their loss of privacy, questioning a site visit to visualize the property, and will there be survey confirmation of any development that takes place. So, should the committee decide to grant the requested variances, the following conditions would be appropriate. These variances apply to the seasonal dwelling as shown generally on the property sketch dated April 16th, 2024, and attached to the decision. Any encroachment beyond the variance granted herein will require a further application for a minor variance. 2, the County of Halliburton Shoreline Tree Preservation Bylaw 3505 applies. The injuring or destruction of trees within 30 meters of the high water mark is not permitted. The exemptions noted in section 3 of bylaw 3505 apply. Furthermore, additional native shoreline planting is encouraged to screen the buildings, naturalize the shoreline, and address environmental concerns. 3, during construction, proper site preparation and construction methods are to be used to prevent sedimentation of the adjacent lake. Sediment fencing is to be installed down gradient from the construction site. The site is to be properly stabilized immediately following construction to prevent erosion and sedimentation. 4, prior to the pouring of footings, the applicants must submit confirmation from an Ontario land surveyor that the seasonal dwelling complies with the rear lot line setback and street setback as granted by the committee. 5, prior to the pouring of footings, the applicants must submit confirmation from an Ontario land surveyor that the seasonal dwelling in leaching bed complies with the minimum water setback. 6, prior to the pouring of footings, the applicants must submit confirmation from an Ontario land surveyor that the leaching bed complies with the minimum setback from the neighboring property owner's well. 7, prior to the pouring of footings, the applicants must raise the grade of the proposed building location to match that of Hodgson Road. Municipal approval may be required prior to placing fill on the road allowance. 8, the owner shall implement and maintain a 1-meter planting strip to screen the seasonal dwelling from Hodgson Road. And lastly, 9, no entrances, decks, or stairs are permitted on the rear of the building abutting the road allowance.
Yes, for certainly. Go ahead. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, through you, Chair, I can answer that. Seasonal, we cannot restrict what season someone lives there, so they can use that cottage 4 seasons a year. The definition of seasonal dwelling in the zoning bylaw says that it's not their primary residence, that it's a secondary residence for vacation purposes, but we cannot restrict what season they use it. It can be a 4-season cottage.
Any other questions? I'll accept the motion. Gerald?
So I'll move that we defer this file for site visit.
We're going to second her for that? Chris Bishop? Been moved and seconded that the committee's decision with respect to file D13 EMV 2024-005 be recorded as follows. Variance of section 5.2 to permit a seasonal dwelling to have a minimum rear lot line setback of 1.2 meters or 4 feet, as opposed to the required 7.5 meters or 24.6 feet, is deferred to a site visit. Variance to section 3.3 to permit a seasonal dwelling to have a minimum street setback of 11.2 meters or 37 feet from the center of the Hodgson Road, as opposed to the required minimum of 17.5 meters or 57.4 feet, is deferred pending a site visit. All in favor? Okay, it's carried. So if you guys want to hang around for a bit, we'll try and figure out when we can go, and then you'll know what's going on. Well, I'll wait for adjourning for You want to adjourn first?
No, we can set the site visit time if that works for
That's-
everybody, if everybody has their calendar in front of them, or
Well, let's
and
get
if
it,
it doesn't work for anybody.
let's try and get it sorted out, and then we'll try and make sure these people can be here as well. Can be there. What's your proposal?
I can't go Friday.
Barry's the only one that's really working, so.
Well, he's checking the hockey schedule.
The next meeting is June 12th, just to clarify for everybody.
Next meeting is June 12th.
Yeah, that's fine. That's next Tuesday.
What day is it? 14th? What day of the week is that? What day of the week is it? Tuesday. Oh, I'm okay with that.
If it's during the day, that'd be great. That's all I would ask. I got.
Yeah, it'll be during the day.
flyouts And stuff, so
We'll probably be there like 10 o'clock in the morning, wouldn't
that'd be great.
we? Yeah, 10 AM. Is that good? Tuesday, June 14th, meet here at 9:30 or something,
Sorry.
or May the 4th?
Yeah.
May the 14th.
Our address is 1362 Hodgson. Pull in the driveway, it should be the hand of the vehicles, because it's a bit of a corner there.
You done? You would move her in a second or move by Gerald. Chris? Will be resolved that the meeting be adjourned at 11:25 AM.